It's a simple swap deal. Get it done. Why is this so complicated? I need to be working for Manchester United. You need to be working for Manchester United. We could get these deals done. Why is it so difficult for the people at Manchester United to work this one out? McTominay is not worth 40 million to anybody else. He might be to us, but right now he's worth nothing because he's not playing for Manchester United and is not in Ten Hag's plan. So what the hell's going on? Get him out of there, get Gravenberch in and get the deal done. Welcome to the Man United stream. We've got a massive show today, probably one of the most important shows in our recent history or short history of the channel. It is going to be crazy. It's all about Manchester United. We have only 3 days left before the summer transfer window for 2003 closes upon Manchester United, and there's lots of transfers that Manchester United need to get in before the window closes. Absolutely loads. Manchester United are 3 days away from the window closing and it looks like everything is kicking off, and I mean everything is kicking off. We're talking about Marc Cucurella today, we're going to be talking about McTominay, we're going to be talking about Harry Maguire, and we're going to be talking about Varane being out for months. Yes, we've got another injury on our hands, and we're also going to be talking about Hojbjerg. Where the hell did Hojbjerg come from, and who is this dude, and why does Ten Hag want him at Manchester United? Hit that like button on the video, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Let's jump straight into the show. Marc Cucurella, yes, Marc Cucurella is being lined up to come in as a loan replacement from Luke Shaw and Malacia, who are both injured for Manchester United currently, and we're looking at Marc Cucurella to come in and fill in that void. What do you think about Marc Cucurella? There's lots of Manchester United fans out there with different opinions on Marc Cucurella, some saying that he's perfect, some saying he's okay, but some people saying that he's absolute rubbish and they shouldn't have him at the club. Chelsea want £7 million for Marc Cucurella on loan. Manchester United have made an initial offer, we've heard, for about £3 million. Let's see what happens. They're not far away, but this looks like it's going to get done. We heard yesterday that Marc Cucurella had agreed personal terms with Manchester United. It looks like it's just a matter of time, and Marc Cucurella is going to be our new left back for the rest of the season. Yes, Luke Shaw is out for months and Malacia is out for months, and this guy is our best option. From the left backs linked to Manchester United, you'd say that he was the best one out of the bunch. Him and Alonso were the key ones. You could see some fans were in favour of Marcos Alonso from Barcelona and some fans were in favour of Marc Cucurella. We were personally leaning towards Cucurella because he played really well for Brighton. Yes, he had a bad season for Chelsea, but that was a whole Chelsea team that was playing really bad, so you can't pinpoint him as the problem to the whole team. He had a bad season at Chelsea, but so was Chelsea in its entirety having a bad season. So if we get the Cucurella that was playing for Brighton, that'll be really good news. If we get the Chelsea one, so what? He's on a loan, he can leave after the loan spell ends. But what's even more shocking is that he could actually be playing in this weekend's game against Arsenal, which will be crazy to see Cucurella as our new left back in this huge game. So let's wait and see if Cucurella does come to Manchester United and this gets done before the transfer window closes. It looks like it will get done. Chelsea and Manchester United are in deep negotiations and they will probably hash out a price for Marc Cucurella. If you haven't heard already, this is bad news for Manchester United. Varane, our centre-back, our key centre-back, probably one of our best centre-backs this season, has been injured. Yes, he's injured and is likely to be out for months. What the hell is going on at Man United with all these players getting injured so early on in the season? There must be some problem there. Why? I mean, there are massive question marks on why these players are not fit enough and why they're picking up these injuries so early on in the season. They've literally played 2 games and they're dropping like flies. And this injury to Varane means that Maguire's move to any club is completely dead in the water. No way are Manchester United going to let Maguire go with such less time left for the window to close. They're not going to go out there and get any other centre-back. It's very unlikely that they can go and get Todibo now, and Harry Maguire has now moved up from 4th to 3rd choice because Lindelof will be playing with Martinez in centre-back in the game against Arsenal. But the biggest worry for most Man United fans will be if Martinez and Lindelof get injured, we are up shit's creek. We are in deep trouble because we're going to have to use Maguire as our new centre-back, and we cannot afford to do that. With the system that we're playing, Maguire will absolutely be totally rubbish at that system. We may as well not be playing him. That's how bad he's going to be. What do you think about whole the Varane issue? What do you think about Maguire? Do you think Manchester United have got enough time within these 3 days to go out there and get another centre-back? Or do you think we just stick with Maguire and hope for the best? Drop your comments below. We always love hearing from fans of Manchester United to see what their opinions are on everything that's going on at Manchester United. Moving on to McTominay. Yes, we've heard that Manchester United are putting a value of 40 million on McTominay. Yes, Manchester United clearly do not want to sell any player this summer transfer window, do they? They literally are making it difficult for any player to leave and putting these silly valuations on players. Look, I like McTominay, but clearly we need to get rid of him to bring in some money so we can go out there and buy players that Ten Hag will use in that midfield area. Now we're hearing that Thomas Tuchel and Bayern are really interested in signing McTominay and really want him. Now for me, this is not rocket science. We've got Gravenberch on the other side, we've got McTominay here. Let's just do a swap deal and get it over and done with. Why the hell are Manchester United trying to complicate this deal? We've got 3 days left before the transfer window closes. Gravenberch can do a job that McTominay can't do, which is carry that ball through the midfield, and we need a player that can carry the ball. We haven't got anyone like Gravenberch, and he will give Ten Hag some options in the middle of the park. It's a simple swap deal. Get it done. Why is this so complicated? I need to be working for Manchester United. You need to be working for Manchester United. We could get these deals done. Why is it so difficult for the people at Manchester United to work this one out? McTominay is not worth 40 million to anybody else. He might be to us, but right now he's worth nothing because he's not playing for Manchester United and is not in Ten Hag's plan. So what the hell's going on? Get him out of there, get Gravenberch in and get the deal done. Now this whole Hojbjerg rumour that we heard yesterday and the day before is not actually a rumour. This is genuine. Manchester United are interested in buying Hojbjerg. What is going on with our club, Manchester United? What has happened to us? Why are we looking at players like this to bring in? These are not Manchester United calibre players. Why are we looking at Hojbjerg? He's a reject from Tottenham coming into Manchester United. Why would we want someone like that? Apparently, United have been offered the chance to sign Hojbjerg for about 35 million. We've been given the chance to sign him? If Manchester United go ahead and sign Hojbjerg over Amrabat, truly our transfer radar is broken, completely broken. Why would you do that? Amrabat is a cheaper player and we believe that he's got a lot more to offer than Hojbjerg. Amrabat has way better passing ability than Hojbjerg and Amrabat can pass the ball forward. Hojbjerg is not one of those players. Yes, he's good at breaking up play, but that's all he does. But why the hell would we get rid of Fred if we were going to go and buy Hojbjerg for 35 million? We've literally just sold Fred for 10 million. He does exactly the same job Hojbjerg does. In fact, you'd argue that Fred is a better player than Hojbjerg. So why would you go and spend 35 million on a player like Hojbjerg? It does not make sense. What is going on? Let's rewind this. I did not want to come on here today and have a complete and utter rant about Manchester United, but sometimes you have to come out and call out what you see at Manchester United. You cannot let it happen. You cannot just turn a blind eye on what is going on in the transfer window and how the club is being ran, and it always points back to the same people in charge at Manchester United. This is not a Ten Hag problem. He's essentially doing what he has to do to survive and get players in. He's bringing in whoever he can because the people above him are not doing their job right. I've said this time and time again, and I'll say it again. The transfer business that we've done in this transfer window is just a slap across every Manchester United fan's face by the owners who failed to back and fund our manager. And to say it's all on Ten Hag is just not fair and not correct. He is calling the shots. Yes, he's calling the shots. He's calling the shots because he's realised and he's come to the realisation that the people that the Glazers have put in charge of transfers are completely crap at what they're doing. So what does he do? He has to take over. He has to go and man the ship and do everything. He's a manager, he's a scout, he's doing everything. Why is Ten Hag having to do everything? It's because the people the Glazers have put in charge of certain jobs at Manchester United, negotiating deals, scouting, doing things, are just not good enough. And the question I have, and many other fans probably asking the same thing, if the Glazers did not want to put any money into the club in this summer transfer window, why the hell did they hold on to the club? They should have just sold it before the transfer window. And the whole FFP, financial fair play rules that are restricting Manchester United to go out there and buy new players are all the making of the Glazers. Yes, the reason why we're restricted to go out there and buy players and we haven't got the funds available is because the club each year shows that it has a debt of over £700 million. And because of that, because we're showing that we're in debt, we can't go on and buy more players. It doesn't allow us to do that. If we didn't have that debt, what do you think would happen? We would have the money to go out there and buy the players that we wanted to. We wouldn't be crying about spending £20 million on Amrabat. We wouldn't be waiting on players to sell before we go out and buy players. And for those people who are saying that we've got a huge squad, clearly we haven't. Clearly we have not got enough players on the squad that can come in and take positions up when someone gets injured. Now Varane's injured, we're bringing in Lindelof, but let's be honest, no one is quite sure what we're going to get from Lindelof. Yes, he had a good season last season, but we all accept that Lindelof is not a like-for-like replacement for Varane. So it all comes back to the Glazers once again. Yes, it always comes back to the owners who have put in people in place at Manchester United who cannot go and get these transfers done. Why? Because they are restricted. And Ten Hag is the only person in that entire setup that is making things happen on the transfer market. It's because of him that we got Onana. It's because of Ten Hag we got Højlund. It's because of Ten Hag we went and got Mount. We at Manchester United Stream have to remain positive, and we're asking every fan to remain positive out there as well. We do feel something will get done. Hopefully, we're praying that Manchester United pull something out of the bag and we get some signings in and get some big names in, and so we can go ahead and actually compete in this season. But the simple thing is, we need more players. We need more players, and we need them quick, because without these more players joining the squad, our squad will be thin and we will struggle if more and more injuries occur. And it's obvious that once we start playing more games, players will pick up injuries, whether they're long-term injuries or short-term injuries. They will pick up injuries, and we will need players sat on the bench ready to come on and provide us with backup. You can really see that Ten Hag is actually fighting and struggling against the ownership and the board to bring in players and get these signings done. If it wasn't for Ten Hag, I don't think we would have got them 3 signings done earlier this summer. No way, absolutely no way. Ten Hag has made them happen. The game against Arsenal this weekend for Manchester United could look completely different. We could actually have Cucurella in left back if we go ahead and sign him, which it does look like is going to happen. I very much doubt Manchester United are going to stop negotiating with Chelsea and then move on to another left back. It would be shocking if that happens in the last 3 days of the transfer window. If they've agreed personal terms with Cucurella, I think that makes it very obvious that they're going to go ahead and get this deal done. Then we've got Hojbjerg, and it does sound like Manchester United are keen on bringing him in, and he could be playing against Arsenal this weekend. We've got Lindelof playing centre-back because Varane is injured, so we're going to have 3 new players more than likely playing against Arsenal. Let's see what happens. Please drop your comments below on what you think of the whole situation. What do you think? Who would you like Manchester United to sign before the transfer window closes? Have your say. We want to hear from all Manchester United fans on what they think is going on at Manchester United and the transfers. Drop your comments below. Come on, don't be shy. Before we close off the show today, hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. What are you waiting for? You were watching the Man United Stream, a channel by the fans for the fans.